My name is Mark McCormick. Today we'll be talking about the effects of smoking on the body. I've grown up with smokers my entire life, and I've always been searching for a good reason for them to quit. Today we will be discussing the effects what is in a cigarette, the effects these cigarettes have on the individual smokers, and lastly how the secondhand smoke affects non-smokers. Let's start by learning what's in a cigarette. Tobacco is the main thing we think about when we think about cigarettes. But according to the American Cancer Society, there are more than 7,000 chemicals in the cigarette, or in the tobacco, and also in the tobacco smoke. There's also carcinogens in the cigarettes, and these are known to cause cancer. And then lastly, a substance called tar, which tar is the toxic chemicals in a cigarette that coat the lungs. And then these change the color of the teeth and nails to the yellow-brownish color that we all know. And I've got a visual aid of all the other substances in a cigarette. There's stuff like butane, which is found in lighter fluid, cadmium, which is found in batteries, stearic acid, which is in candle wax, toluene, which is an industrial solvent, like a paint thinner kind of, nicotine, and that's actually an insecticide. And then there's ammonia, which is a toilet cleaner, methanol, which is rocket fuel, arsenic, methane, and acetic acid are all in just a couple of the ingredients that are in cigarettes. And then now that we know what's in a cigarette, let's discuss how these chemicals, or what these chemicals can do to a smoker's body and to their health. When we think about smoking, we think about nicotine and the addictiveness it has, and this is the part of the cigarette that causes the feeling of relaxation that many people get when they smoke their cigarette. And then cigarettes also cause a lot of health problems because of the things like the carcinogens in them. These cause cellular damage on a DNA level. This can cause mutation, and then when the cell mutates at an unhealthy or rapid rate, it causes cancer. And then there's also chemicals in the smoke that cause the platelets to become sticky, and then these platelets then, when they're sticky, stick together and cause plaque on the buildup of the walls of the vessels. And then with this increased plaque in the vessels, this increases your likelihood of stroke or heart attack. And then smokers also have an increased chance of developing asthma because of all the smoke they're putting into their lungs. This damages the alveoli in the lungs and causes asthma to be a likely outcome of smoking over a long time. And then smokers also have a difficult time quitting smoking because the nicotine can last into their system for up to 6 months. So even if they've quit for a few weeks, they still have the urges. And there's also been a study that's measured social stress in individuals who had nicotine compared to those who didn't or had a placebo, and the people who had the nicotine had a reduced amount of stress compared to the placebo effect. There's also social habits such as friends and alcohol that might play a role. If you smoke only when you drink, you're more likely to smoke. And then the special occasions might also lead you to want to smoke as well. And then smokers are not the only ones affected by smoking. The secondhand smoke can be equally as dangerous. There's a lot of chemicals in the secondhand smoke, and according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, there's hundreds of toxic chemicals in smoke, and at least 70 cause cancer. Also, secondhand smokers are very high risk of getting asthma as well because of the secondhand smoke. It's very damaging to their lungs as well. And it also increases something called SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome in infants under the age of 1. This is when they usually die in the middle of the night or during sleeping, when they might stop breathing, and that's been known to be increased in the house of smokers. So in conclusion, I hope that we've learned a lot about what cigarettes are made of, how these chemicals interact with the smokers' bodies, and what they can do to non-smokers around them. I hope that after hearing my speech, you can make an informed decision about starting or continuing